I'm gonna start off with Jaren. How do you feel about Mandy Rose making side money, showing some
sucking cock?
Well, I haven't seen that, but probably. WWE's made it known in the past that things of this nature they're not that fond of, and they don't tolerate it under their brand. My question upon finding out all of this was, why did she find that it was still okay to do, knowing that she'd probably get released if someone found out about it?
You think she wanted to?
She thought she was Paige.
I'm thinking Paige wasn't making no money doing no
But she had that video leak.
At least no one's paying for that shit.
Busting all over the belt and shit.
And Mandy Rose, let's talk $30. That's Mandy Rose. That's pretty cheap for Mandy Rose. When we talk about $30. But we're not gonna stick on that. WWE. It's weird. Like I guess certain women aren't paid as much as other women. So let's just say she could have been compensated a little better. Now she goes another route to make money. And she might be making more money, which is why she sees fit to continue doing it. And then you're like, oh, you can't do this, and then you release her. Like, I get it, you're a business, you got shit to do. But if you ain't gonna properly compensate the talent, don't be upset when they go out and try to make money. Bread for themselves, and then start making more money than you're paying them.
Oh, she made more money?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that accounts up to, but whatever. Triple digit thousand it's up to now times $30 a month. I mean,
holy shit.
Bands are very good at
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna tell the story. I didn't know shit about wrestling. I'm not really into it. There was this Puerto Rican dude at my job, speak no English. The only reason I know about Mandy Rose is because of him. He goes, I love it, the Mandy Rose. I love it, her pink pussy.
What?
It looks like a pink flower. What? He don't speak no English though.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, what the fuck, bro?
How many minutes was that into the segment? Before you guys go crazy, right? So, remember when Vince was in charge, he wouldn't let nobody do any like Twitch streaming?
Yeah, I heard about that. All that.
Imagine if Vince was in charge. This chick would have been in fucking court, bro.
Oh, I don't know.
Nah, he would ask for some ass.
I don't know.
Yo, sign an NDA.
Yeah, he
I don't
probably
know
would have
because
been a
Vince is
hush-hush.
old, so it's weird to like. It's kind of crude even having speculating this, but like, just seeing what Vince has been into over the years. Like, even if he did have the opportunity to do anything with Mandy Rose, I don't see him at his age being able to do anything. But in wake of all his allegations, mind you, recently 2 more women recently came forward alleging Vince McMahon did unsavory things towards them. And everyone declined to comment. We're not sure what's going on right now.
That's crazy.
We don't know what's going on.
Yo, it was crazy back in the days though. I think you could get away with more shit though.
You think? You think? Now all the wrestlers are fucking married and their wives are backstage.
That's fucked up. All the internet and shit. Let my man live, bro.
I'm thinking, like, bro, hey, he in his 70s, man.
He's alright,
plus.
bro.
Like, he ain't really.
It's like Bill
How
Cosby.
much ass is he really grabbing nowadays?
Yo,
Is Vince married?
Yeah, Linda McMahon.
I guess by paper, yeah.
He's
but
top G. He's married.
Fucking Linda McMahon ain't concerned with him.
Oh, he on tour all the time. He out here rolling with the crew. He probably, who knows?
Speaking of Vince, though, fucking, I heard that he wants to come back to the company, and I heard a lot of people are saying they're going against that. They don't want him to come back.
What's your feeling about that? Vince McMahon coming back, Jaren?
So you guys might remember when he stepped down.
Yep.
I said he is still the majority shareholder.
Yes, I remember that. Yep.
This is where that comes into play. All right, how does he get back into the fold, into things? And like him being the majority shareholder, meaning like the second closest shareholder probably owns no more than maybe 20% share.
Who's that, Steph? You think?
I would think she would. I would have to think she would be the next person in line.
Probably her and Age.
But knowing Vince, who knows? It could be some fucking random guy that's does everything Vince tells him to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it's damn. I don't know. Like, it's stupid to think someone who like Vince, who works like Vince, who's built this fucking empire would just go away.
Right.
With all this money, all these wrestling shares, all this wrestling knowledge. Where's he going? He's like he has enough money to essentially probably create his own promotion. But Jesus Christ, another promotion?
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I've been thinking about this a lot. Like just talking about Vince coming back and then just like that news coming out. I see how he can't, let go of the brand. He built this
100%.
shit. Like, it's kind of similar to what we're doing. Like, I mean, we're early stages, whatever. But it's just kind of like, you built this fucking empire. You built this fucking business.
You put money.
You are insane about this shit, bro. Like,
Your
blood,
attachment
sweat,
to it.
yeah.
blood,
You're
sweat, and
attached
tears
to
went
it.
into this shit.
Literally. There's no way. You're going to do this till you die.
That was his plan.
Exactly.
There's no way he's just letting that shit go. There's no way.
Bro, and that brings up another thing. If he signed all these NDAs and he intended to do all this shit until he died, who in the background is fucking trying to sabotage this dude?
Some hater probably.
Someone who knows everything about him is just like, you know what? This is enough. People need to find out who Vince is.
What if
And
it's
he
his
don't
right
know.
hand man?
Huh?
What if it's like Nick Khan or some shit?
That not the furthest thing to think. I mean, Nick Khan isn't someone who has ties to Vince McMahon. I mean, he's not a family member. He was brought in, a few years ago. So, who knows?
Maybe. But
Free Vince.
It could be that social media era trying to get clicks. and all
Yeah,
that
that's
bullshit.
another thing. All these fucking kids think they know everything, trying to cancel shit.
No, but what you said about like him being in the background, being a majority shareholder, I could see that. I don't think Triple H is pulling all the strings.
Oh, he thinks he is right now, but I feel like as the story plays out, it's gonna get messy. It's family. It's a family business, the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
So, whenever Vince decides that he's ready to come back, this whole thing's just gonna get messy.
And I was gonna ask, I know everybody wants Vince to come back, people love Vince, you know what I mean, but Triple H wasn't doing a bad job.
He's not.
Well,
doing
he-
it.
But wait, I have a question though.
Go ahead.
Yo, wasn't Vince? Like I said, was it Vince pulling the strings and just Vince was the face of it?
What do you mean?
I mean, no, not
Triple
Vince.
H.
Triple H is the face of what Vince is doing.
Triple H is like a puppet.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. I would think now because at the present moment, Vince McMahon is completely out of the picture as far as WWE's terms. So Triple H is pulling the strings now more than he has before in the past. Bringing Vince back into the fold in any way threatens that. So that's why you kind of gotta.
Is
keep
Triple H
Vince
a
kinda-
company man?
Triple H is a Triple H man. Triple H, Vince, I would think is the company man because Vince is the company. It's his
Right.
company. Triple H, now that he's in charge, he ain't doing shit like Vince does it.
Right.
He gonna run the business how he want to run the business.
Yeah.
Bring people in that he wants to bring in, even if it turns out he's not happy that he brought them back within a couple months.
I seen there was something on Instagram saying that he's pretty much letting Shawn Michaels run NXT.
Because Sean's doing a great job.
I was gonna say, that's not a bad that's not
NXT
bad.
is I stopped watching NXT for a while because when Vince took over, that show became unbearable. Like the change of it and everything, and I feel like they changed it to combat AEW when they didn't need to do that. They could have combated AEW keeping NXT as how NXT was. The kind of the territory feel, the local kind of gritty grunge, close together. There's only probably like 200 people in the building.
Right.
Format. Like I like that kind of local wrestling feel.
Yeah. That
opposed-
gritty,
right.
real shit. Yeah.
And then you look at AEW, looks like big budget production with shitty wrestling on TV, you know? So they didn't really need a. They didn't need a.
He said it so
change.
nonchalant.
Huh?
Like,
The phone back.
Whatever, it's good.
They didn't necessarily need to, you know, change their visual aesthetic to compete with AEW, but they did it anyway. And then they changed the talent, how they used the talent, the storylines that they pushed on screen. What the fuck? Like, what are you doing? And you don't need to change all that. But that's Vince. And that's why I keep saying if Vince is gonna come back, keep him at a distance. Because Vince can be extremely poisonous to young wrestlers.
Now I can see that, especially because it's funny you say that because I think about what you say about how crazy Vince is and how like on, for lack of a better term, on top of wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
And especially the new generation of like, I guess, more sensitive.
The snowflakes, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like, I could see how that could stray away.
I mean, and Vince wasn't really on top of them. I mean,
No.
if
It was
I'm
he was an asshole.
investing money in you, he was an asshole, but I mean, he's got a business to run.
in the amount of history and experience he has, he's probably seen the worst.
Right.
Of how
Bro, and
it can
exactly.
get, you
I
know
got
what
this, the biggest wrestling platform in the world.
Ever.
And I get you were on the independent scene and you drawn
shit.
1,500 people to a fucking VFW, Big Wolf, right?
15.
But you can't get to WWE and think you're gonna know more than somebody who's been in the business for 40 plus years,
Exactly.
longer than you've been alive. And that's what I think started to happen. And then it started to turn into Vince getting old and getting out of touch. And then people stuck around just enough to be like, oh, look at Vince. See, he's got bad ideas. He didn't always have bad ideas.
I hate this shit. That's
He didn't always have bad ideas.
That makes sense. No, definitely. But I mean, this kind of like out of left field. But I have a question for you though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is a question that I was like, I've been thinking. Why isn't Rey Mysterio part of the GOAT talk?
interesting. I think he's one of the GOATs.
Yeah, but like for us, but like generally speaking, and like what majority of people
One
think,
of the
people don't consider him one of the GOATs.
Sure.
Why?
You know what I think it is?
Jeremy, before you answer that,
Go ahead.
I just got a
Look at
quick
the
answer. It's because he's a cruiserweight.
Boom. I was gonna say the same thing.
Okay.
I think it's because he works the lucha style.
It says say it all the way through for the TikTok clip.
So Rey Mysterio's not considered one of the GOATs solely because he works the lucha style. That I think doesn't work in America. It sounds stupid. I get it. It's professional wrestling. It's predetermined. It shouldn't matter. It matters. The wrestling in Japan is different than the wrestling in Australia. That wrestling's different from the wrestling in the UK. That wrestling's different from the wrestling you'll get in Mexico, which is different from the wrestling you're gonna get in America. Not everything translates well. Rey Mysterio translated well because he came at a time where the mass wrestlers were introduced and we were in love with them, but he stood out. At the size he was, the things he could do with guys of all different sizes. For the amount of time that he has done it. Rey Mysterio is a GOAT, but when you hold him up against the likes of a Stone Cold Steve Austin, when you put him up against someone with the career longevity of like a Ric Flair, a Bret Hart, even a Triple H, The Rock,
Mick Foley.
Mick Foley. See, I'm mentioning names that if
The
you
GOAT
put,
launch-
if you
Mount
put
Rushmore.
Rey
Yeah.
Mysterio in there, he
You don't fit.
might get kind of lost in the
Yeah.
shuffle. But you're not. That's a very good question to wrestling fans and people who really understand the business and understand how guys work with other guys and just what they really bring to the business. Rey Mysterio is is a generational talent. Point blank, period. But I would agree with Juan that's why he's not in the GOAT
He was
discussion.
too small.
The height, and he works mainly a lucha style, which in America, I don't think American fans really care for that.
Hey, so let me say, right? Size matters.
Vince would say that.
Yo, shout out Juan's little thotties. Size matters. Fuck.
Hey,
Yo.
let's end it on this. Right?
Yo.
Let's end the topic with a bang, okay? Who's you guys' favorite wrestler? From promo to wrestling. Marco, go ahead, set it up.
Oh my god, my favorite wrestler? You put me on the spot?
I know it
A
can't be
good
Eddie Guerrero.
promo and like good in the ring.
Yeah.
Damn, it's hard.
Not Spike
hard.
Dudley.
Honestly, you said it.
Spike
Eddie Guerrero.
Dudley.
Eddie Guerrero.
Guerrero, yeah.
Yo,
That's a
Eddie
good one.
Guerrero was right before he passed away,
Rest
whatever.
in peace, Eddie Guerrero.
That's when I was like, yo, he might be the fucking GOAT. Like right before that period of like literally 2-week period. Month.
Yeah, I agree.
Yo, he was literally he was
Well,
becoming
that's not my pick, but I
no,
agree.
he was becoming that guy.
No. I
He was
definitely know
literally-
that
I lie, I steal that Eddie Guerrero. He's coming
He
in.
was gold. Eddie Guerrero.
He was literally
Captured.
becoming that guy
Mhm.
until everything ended.
Because if you look at the time, JBL was probably probably one of the biggest wrestlers at the time. And who was right there with him? Eddie Guerrero.
He was right there, and they had a storyline with him too, bro. They had a storyline.
Talk about in the ring, one of the GOATs. JBL's like a whole foot taller than this dude.
Dude, they had a whole storyline. Oh, the Mexicans get out my country.
Bro, yo, I recently watched back some of those episodes.
Oh,
They
man.
could not play that shit on TV nowadays.
Yo, Eddie was like about to be a GOAT. He was right there. He was like Big L. He was like,
He was like the levels here. He was like right there.
oh, Mike, say it again.
He was like right there, like of the GOAT.
In my opinion, yeah, Eddie
He
was
was there.
right there. But if not Eddie, probably John Cena.
Ooh. Fuck.
John Cena.
He standing the test of time. Bro, his entrances, his promos, his delivery, his wrestling style, it can like translate to like moms.
That's very true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's real true.
And you see it in his future endeavors, obviously, with him being a Hollywood star now. and
Right.
acting.
Peacemaker.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Even being in Fast and Furious and shit with friggin' what's his name?
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel.
Motherfucker look like his cousin.
Who you gonna pick? Well,
Me? I don't know. Everybody's gonna probably be like, bro, this is like the most common one, but bro, I remember being a little kid
you said
and
Rock.
watching The Rock, bro. The
Really?
Rock had the best fucking promos when I was a kid.
I hated The Rock.
The Rock's
when I was a kid,
promos?
I hated The Rock.
Nah, The Rock was cool when I was a kid.
I
Rock?
hated The Rock, bro.
Bro, I remember they used to always have him cut the promos. He'd be like, hey, what are your opinions on this? It doesn't matter what your opinion.
No, I was a Stone Cold fan. Stone Cold and The Rock, but that was the best.
That's what I'm saying. But The Rock's matches used to be, not only would he cut a good promo, but he was,
Oh, his wrestling style, yeah,
was real entertaining.
Yeah, facts.
Like when he would wrestle Stone Cold would stunner him, and he would like fucking bounce on his neck and shit. He was the best seller. For your move, he would sell the shit out of it. So he'd make you look even better. So he's one of
you know
those
what's so
type of
funny?
dudes.
I feel like Randy Orton got a lot from The Rock.
Yeah, I could see that.
They're very similar, but in the sense they're both second generation guys, though. I
Oh,
believe.
aren't you?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Randy Orton's third gen. Actually, I think they're both third gen. They both come from long wrestling families.
Okay.
Put it like that. So I mean, guys like that, they pretty much like
They know the game.
exactly. They know they come out the womb fucking taking bumps and
Facts.
shit.
Yo, who's your pick though? Who's your pick though?
Mine, I'm going with Stone Cold. I gotta go with Stone Cold.
Nah, that's not a bad pick.
Like he's
That's not a bad pick.
He's Stone Cold is, if you ask me, the GOAT. Period.
Yeah.
Point blank.
Really?
Like when
I
I
thought
say
Randy Orton.
when I look at Randy Orton, I look at like the modern guys and the guys he came in with when you look at the crop he came in with, the Brock Lesnar's, the John Cena's, and then you look at he's still around now, Roman Reigns, you got Seth Rollins, and Randy Orton could still have a tear down the house match with both of them. Mm-hmm. But if I'm looking at wrestling and I'm encompassing, there we go, all styles of wrestling, and I'm looking at just a full body of work and just being pure and the fans always like react, the glass shattering, the beer drinking, the can smashing,
the milk.
The fucking
that shit.
ATV rolling down the fucking ramp with the ATV and shit.
Bro, Stone Cold's a classic.
Nah, Stone Cold he's on a Mount Rushmore all day.
Yeah.
He's on a Mount Rushmore.
Who's the Mount Rushmore? The Rock, Stone Cold,
Cena?
Hogan?
You don't think so?
They're gonna have to go by era.
Yeah, Hogan.
The Rushmore is gonna be
That's
because
what I'm
there's a lot of
thinking.
Hogan, fuck Hogan, but Hogan gotta be on there. Wrestling.
Hogan.
I would say Stone Cold.
Oh wait, so say from the beginning, Mount Rushmore?
So the Mount Rushmore of professional wrestling, completely. I would think Stone Cold would have to be on there. I would think Hogan would have to be on there.
Rock?
Would y'all put Taker on there?
I wouldn't put The Rock on
You
there.
wouldn't put The Rock on the Mount Rushmore? Really?
No.
Really?
Would you put Undertaker on
Undertaker.
there? You gotta put Undertaker.
You gotta put Undertaker.
The longevity of
Undertaker.
What? You're not putting Undertaker?
You gotta think people are gonna kill us for this.
No,
People are gonna kill us for this
My
topic.
Mount Rushmore is this. I'll go this.
Okay.
Ric Flair,
Okay.
Hulk Hogan,
Okay.
Okay.
Stone Cold,
Okay.
and I'm going
Rikishi.
Rikishi. I'm gonna shake
and
that
I'll
booty.
and I'll go Eddie Guerrero for the modern guys.
You're about to get killed.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nah, that's a solid. That's
No,
a solid
I don't
Mount Rushmore.
disagree. I'm not
That's
gonna argue
solid.
that, but
Eddie Guerrero's the only one that gonna be like.
I got the
"Ah."
foundation in there with the first three, and then Eddie Guerrero's my
he's the pop smoke.
he's
the pop.
Hey, rest in peace, Pop Smoke.
damn Eddie Guerrero or Randy Orton.
Dude, I'll put Randy just because
Yeah,
of
we
longevity.
putting Randy. We putting Randy. So then Ric Flair, Hogan, Stone Cold, Randy Orton. That's the Mount Rushmore right there. Professional wrestling.
Nah,
Not just WWE professional wrestling. Period.
if you made it all the way this year and you enjoyed this motherfucking episode,
Like
comment,
and subscribe.
subscribe, motherfuckers.